Kadosh Boker Tov. We're continuing with the halachot in the Mishnah in the Pirkei Avot Perek Gimel Mishnah Zayin. We're talking about how if a person is going to come and they're going to be learning and they're going to make a hefsek, they're going to make a stop in their learning. So Areza Mitchayev Ben Ashod, this is going to be a very powerful thing, which means that the Torah is such a powerful weapon that we cannot stop in the middle. So in the Shulchan Aruch Harav he brings down that asach sicha betela beemtza limudo machlin oto gechalei retamim, which is actually a Gemara Masech Chagiga Yud Bet Amud Bet, which means that if somebody comes and they stop in the middle of the learning, they're going to get coals that are going to be fed to them because they're stopping in the middle. And in our Mishnah just says, right, if the person comes and he says, look at this beautiful tree, look at this beautiful what about, we're going to speak about with between today and tomorrow, a few different halachot. Number one, saying bless you, right? Labriut, asuta, whatever, whichever one, how you're saying it in whichever language it is, right? Are you allowed to say that in the middle of learning Torah? Which means somebody just sneezes. Can you tell them that? Another thing is going to be making a bracha out loud. I'm going to come and I want to make a bracha, whether it's going to be on food, whether it's going to be on a drink, and there are people around, right? Another one is somebody comes late to mincha, and now they want to do kiddusha, and everybody else already prayed mincha, and there's going to be a shiur Torah. Can you stop the shiur Torah in order to say the kiddusha? Or you're in the middle of a shiur, and all of a sudden you hear whether it's going to be kaddish, kiddusha. Are you allowed to answer? Are you allowed not to answer? What exactly are the halachot? So we'll start today and we'll continue tomorrow. Here, to do with saying bless you, Asuta, as it's brought down, the Shulchan Aruch in Order de Asiman Reshmem Vav Sif Yod Zayin says, Em mesichim bevet midrash. You're not allowed to talk in the bet midrash. Shalav divrei Torah. Afilu mi shenitatesh. Even if somebody sneezes, en omrim lo refuah bevet midrash. You don't say refuah bevet midrash. But listen to what the Shach says. The Shach brings down the data prisha is sherak bimehem shelo yu roim, right? Misifrehem lachutz kol sheken shelo masichim. He says in the olden days they wouldn't even look out of their sefer. They would come to the Bet Midrash and they would learn Torah. They wouldn't even look outside. In those days, you're right. Do not say bless you. Do not do anything. But nowadays, right? Nowadays, anyway, people are really paying attention to the learning. Then mutar lomar asuta. You're allowed to say bless you. However, though, Hataz cholek al zeh, the Taz argues, and he says we didn't find a mekor to such a leniency, and therefore there is this concept of mafsik mishnato, which means it actually comes out a machloke between the Shach and the Taz. Nowadays, are you allowed to say bless you in the middle of a shiur? For sure, if the guy is anyway coming in the middle of a shiur, and whether he's going to be on his phone or doing other things, so then it's better to say bless you than to do anything else. 100%. But the question is, if a person's really be'emet learning, are they allowed to or not? It comes out, it's a machloke between the Taz and the Shach. And then he says, okay, fine. But what about answering amen in the middle of the limud? So we're going to leave the answering amen in the middle of the limud or the kaddish or the middle of the limud to tomorrow. But I will just finish off with, what about making a bracha bekol ram? So here it brings down as follows, right? It's talking about when a person wants to come and he says, Misha mishtatef b'shiur Torah, en lo levarech bekol ram bracha kolshi. A person's in the middle of a shiur, you're not supposed to make a bracha out loud. Because you're causing disturbances in the middle of a shiur. And what you're doing is you're being machil the learning, right, with the bitul Torah. So you have to tell the people that they want to be mezaket arabim and they want that everyone should answer amen. You have to actually tell them she'en lahem la'asot ken be'emtza limud. They're not supposed to do so in the middle of the limud. And they should try to make the brachot before the shiur in order to stop any type of divret bitul of Torah. Because if they're going to have to stop every single time, it's going to be a problem. Now here also in the Ve'en Mishol, he actually speaks about this in 3 different places. Number 1 in Chelek Aleph, Amud Tzadik Daled, right? That he comes and he says that it's considered answering amen in the middle of the limud. Rabbeinu Yonah brings down that it's considered bitul Torah. Chelek Hey, right? Where in Chelek Hey, also Amud Kuf Mem Gimel, he comes and he speaks about the entire concept also, that it's causing, even if it's going to be a few seconds. And then the last one is in, right, this is going to be Chelek Zayin, when he's talking about Talmud Torah, and now he comes and he brings down something interesting. He says, he brings down that there was a story with Rabbi Zion of Shaul, that in Yeshivat Porat Yosef, they always used to say Kaddish after the Limud. And since there were Bachurim and Avrechim that they used to continue learning after the Starim, he stopped the Kaddish. Why? Because it would stop them, it would cause them, right, Bitul Torah. So he comes and he says like this, listen to this, which means that in the yeshiva, I've never seen this in yeshiva, but it's something incredible. In the yeshiva, well, right, let's say they had a seder from 9 till 1. So every single day, 1 o'clock, they would make Kaddish al Yisrael, right? That's what they would do. He annulled it. Why? Because people would stay behind and they would continue learning. Now, if those people are staying behind and learning, and we're not talking about 1 or 2 people, obviously, but we're talking about there were people that they were staying behind. So therefore, what happened? He says, if I'm going to do the Kaddish, it's going to stop them. So he comes and he says over here like this. He says, if right now we know that the Gemara and Mesechet Sotah that we're going to be learning in the next few days, Memtet, right? The Gemara says that the entire world is sustained upon Kiddusha de Sidra and Amen Yeshem and Abba of basically of the Kaddish after, right, the Divrei Torah. So he says, if right now the entire world is maintained by that, and Rav Ben Zion annulled it, he didn't do the Kaddish after the Limud in order not to stop the other Bachurim and Avrechim from learning the Torah. So then, or the more so, we have to be very, very careful, right, in order for us to come and, again, to be careful not to cause other people to stop their learning because of whatever it is that they're doing. And even if it's going to be for a beracha. So a person should be careful, Belina, that tomorrow we'll continue with our Yolah to answer Kaddish, Kiddusha, right, or to stop a shiur for Kiddusha, or to do all these things. But this is just very, very important for us just to remember, to do with the bless you, we brought down in Samachloket, to do with the making a bracha out loud, for sure you should make the bracha beforehand, or you should make the bracha quietly in order not to bother the other people in the middle of a shiur.